YouTube, Beef Smokehouse back here with you. Today, we're going to do a Creole / Cajun specialty. I grew up eating this. I grew up in Houston, Texas. I grew up eating this. It is in a sausage family, and it is called Boudin. It is typically considered a dirty rice mixture stuffed inside a sausage casing. You can cook this many different ways. Some people boil it. You go to Louisiana, kind of where this is from, you'll find many different types of Boudin. You also find many different variations in the ways people and families cook this. Now let me show you what we have here. We've got, of course, green onion. We've got green bell pepper. We've also got white onion. We've got the celery. If you did know, the combinations of onion, celery, and bell pepper, that is the Cajun / Creole Trinity. I also have garlic. I've got some homemade beef stock. I've got some white rice that I cooked last night. As you can see, it's pretty loose. I've got some leftover brisket. Now, traditionally, Boudin is made from pork, right? Usually leftover pieces of pork after the butchering process. We're going to take those things that no one really likes to eat and put it into a delicious sausage casings. I also got some chicken livers. This, if you didn't know, goes in a lot of Cajun and Creole cookings. That texture as well as flavor. All this stuff is going to be ground up, so you're not going to be chewing on whole chicken livers. I find that you can really tell the difference in the depth of flavors when we introduce these chicken livers. Now, I can eat these by themselves as long as they're fried or sauteed in butter or something. It's pretty delicious. We're going with the normal seasonings: granulated garlic, black pepper. I've got kosher salt. I've got seasoned salt, of course. I've got two types of Creole and Cajun seasoning: Slap Your Mama, and of course the old Tony C's. I've also got some onion powder. That's all I'm using. I've got casings in the fridge. They've been setting in water with a tablespoon of baking soda to help make that casing more flexible. We're going to get on to it. Stay tuned. We're going to start today by sauteing off these vegetables: white onion, celery, bell pepper, hit it with some Tony C's. Key to this is to season every layer, and some Slap Your Mamas. Gonna have a little kick to it. Won't be really that spicy. And we're going to saute till they soften. The key is to get these as softened as much as possible. You don't want any chunky, chewy vegetables inside of your sausage casing. Stay tuned. Alright, we got some chicken livers on the grill. This is going to be for my Boudin sausage. Getting these seasoned up. Just firing them off. Like these smoky, we are going to ground these. Is add a different texture and flavor to the actual Boudin. We're using Slap Your Mamas. Stay tuned. Let me show you where we're at. These are my vegetables. The only thing we're going to do, so green onions are going in very last once everything has been mixed. We are going to go ahead and dump my chicken livers in here. Get them dumped in there. This is going to go through my grinder. We're going to get my brisket in here. Give it all a good mix, and it's going through the grinder. Stay tuned while I get my grinder set up. Alright guys, won't be much talking. I'm going to start grinding all this stuff. I'll be back. All right, we back. Here's where we at. We got our meat mixture. Again, this is the brisket, the chicken livers, those vegetables minus the green onions. Now, we're gonna go in with our rice. I like mine a little bit more meat heavier, so I think I did just the right amount of rice. Let me get me a spoon. And we're gonna give this a good mix. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna go in with my hands. Let me get me a glove. And here shortly, this is a really quick sausage recipe. I like this as a beginner sausage recipe because if you haven't noticed, everything that's inside of this particular sausage, aka boudin, is mixed already. It's cooked, right? So there's no worry here about some of the stuff that can make you ill or even kill you when you're dealing with raw meats, uncured or cured, if you don't cure it right. So this is also what we're looking for. If you look, it's loose, and I press it, it holds together. That's what we want. I'm still, as a matter of flavor, going to use a little bit of this beef stock. That's why I have it here. Now, when making this, you absolutely want to make sure that you are tasting your sausage. The worst thing you can do is go ahead and case this, and it needs some salt. So we'll taste it now. Oh yeah, we can. Needs a little bit of everything. That's Slap Your Mamas, Tony Chachere's, or Tony C's, sorry. That's onion powder. They're getting to me, y'all. It's onion powder. Garlic powder. Black pepper. Again, I do have kosher salt. I think I'm gonna stay away from that because everything I'm using has salt in it already, especially those 2 Creole and Cajun seasonings. And this is Lawry seasoned salt. I'm gonna give it a good mix, give it a taste, and if it's where I like it, I might add a little bit of moisture to this. That's gonna be about it, guys. We're gonna case this. I usually have issues cooking my rice, but it appears my rice this time came out. I did a 1-to-1 ratio. This is long grain rice. Feel happy to use medium grain rice. It was 1 cup to 1 cup of beef stock is how I cooked this. Now we're gonna give this a taste. But you see how it's still holding together? That's excellent. I don't think I'm gonna add anything else. I'm gonna go beef stock, just a little bit, and all of your green onions. This is gonna be ready to stuff. Now you won't see me squeezing anymore because I don't want to rupture my green onions. And we're gonna leave it there. I might give it one more taste. This smells absolutely delicious. You get that smokiness from that leftover brisket. You can do this with pork butt. I've seen it done with cooked pork butt. All right. You want to make sure the moisture content in here is high, but you see how it's holding together? It'll form into a ball, although here it looks loose. Let's taste it. That's excellent. I'm gonna leave it where it is on seasoning. Hey guys, I'll be back. Let me set up my stuffer and I'll bring you guys along for the journey. Thanks. All right, the mission right now is to get this into this. Take it. Handfuls of it, and we're gonna stuff it. We don't want any air pockets. No air pockets. Air pockets are bad. Still stuffing away. Air pockets are bad. One thing about this time making this boudin and last time is that, see, my rice I sent to the grinder. I shouldn't have done that. This time I did not. So the rice grains stay whole. And really that's kind of what you want when you take a bite into one of these. It adds to that texture. I can tell you I smell those chicken livers. They were grilled off. Coming in with their texture. We're getting this pressed in here because again, we don't want any. We don't want no apples. Get this on here. Real simple. Like that. Leans on there. And it locks in forward. Alright. I'll be back. Let me get this together. I'll bring you guys back when I'm stuffing those casings. Let me show you guys what I got so far. Give me a moment. I'm still trying to get used to working with this. Alright, let's see if I can do this without busting any. Pause. I've already had one bust. Let me show you what we have. These are the final products. I have not cooked these off yet. I'm gonna let these rest in my fridge. I'm gonna get my smoker fired up. I'm gonna throw a few on there. Now, we did have two casualties of war. These are popped open. These definitely will get kicked off. However, I know as the heat increases, this filling will start pushing out. We're gonna get 2 or 3 of these on. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna roast those off to make sure that the skin is top, and then we're gonna go from there. Stay tuned. Fire's looking nice. Just got it started. That's a split of hickory. Alright, let's see what we're looking like on the inside. Nice clean smoke. Not necessarily worried about that. These are not going to be here that long. Alright. Let's get this set up. I do want to get some nice color on the skin. We're going up top. Temperatures up here usually run 20 and 30 degrees hotter. We're gonna leave it. This is about an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hour cook at the longest. I don't want to push these too hard and force the inside to come out. We're gonna let it ride. Be back in a little bit. All right, we back here with the final product. Let's recap what we've done. I par cooked some white rice last night, 1-to-1 ratio. That was 1 cup of water or beef broth, homemade, to 1 cup of rice. I then got up this morning, I cut all my vegetables. So the Cajun Trinity, bell pepper, green bell pepper, onion, that was a white onion, celery, 2 stalks to be exact. I also peeled about 6 cloves of garlic. I also took a brisket that I had, a brisket flat. I chopped it up into burnt ends. I ran all of this through my meat grinder. I then cased these into the all-natural casings that I have. Now this cook took about 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours. And this is the finished product. So one thing I like about this particular sausage is that everything's cooked, so you don't have to worry about keeping everything at temperature. Now these casings works best with this sausage if your filling is warm. Now, that's pretty much it. This is one of the easier sausages. I would call this definitely a starter sausage. I grew up eating this in the Gulf Coast region where I grew up. I grew up in Houston. Now, I have made this on my own. However, again, I told you guys last video that I now have a dedicated stuffer and a grinder instead of using an all-in-one device. Let's see what we have. Well, like the bind on that. Well, let's see what we have. You have it. Can you see that? Probably could have used a bit more of that homemade beef stock. I noticed that when I was already stuffing the casings. Let's see what we have. It's pretty good. Can use a tad bit more moisture. Other than that, I'm still satisfied with the taste. I'm satisfied with the overall product. Now, I typically eat these. There's about 3 or 4 different ways you can eat boudin. I won't cover all of the ways. There are various videos on YouTube to cover those different ways to eat boudin. Some people pop it out of the casing. You saw me, I pretty much just ate the whole casing. Ate the whole casings. See, I like the bind on that. Only thing I would say, it could use a little bit more moisture because that rice continues to soak up moisture. However, I still love the flavor. It's got a little smokiness behind it. It smells like Cajun boudin. This is a Cajun dish. Guys, if you haven't done so, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I look forward to sharing more videos with you. I also have enjoyed the late support, especially this week and last week. If you haven't done so, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, Beast Smokehouse out.